the Paris Opera House dominates the city like a sleeping giant of stone and shadow, a monument that glitters by day and broods by night. Visitors admire the golden facades, the carved cherubs, the marble staircases polished by countless footsteps. They marvel at its elegance, never suspecting that the true heart of the opera beats far below its shining chandeliers, deep within a darkness older than the building itself. For beneath the foundations, down in the earth where Paris keeps its forgotten bones, lies a world of echoing tunnels, flooded caverns, choking dust, and secrets carved into stone. Few know these depths exist. Fewer dare to descend. Those who have returned speak of strange drafts, of whispers that seem to follow, of footsteps that echo out of rhythm as though something unseen were walking beside them. But most never return. Down there, in that labyrinth of gloom and dripping stone, he moves, the phantom, a myth, a curse, a shadow whose presence hangs over every rehearsal, every performance, every candle flame that flickers without cause. The opera house breathes fear because it belongs to him. At first, the terror begins quietly. A violin string snaps during practice, not uncommon, except that all 13 strings on all 13 violins snap at the same moment, with a sound like a scream splitting the hall. Dancers practicing alone swear they hear someone breathing just behind their shoulders. Yet when they turn, the space is empty and cold enough to freeze tears. Stagehands report seeing movement high among the catwalks, though no one should be able to reach those rafters without ladders. A mirror shatters in Christine's dressing room, not from impact, but from the inside out, as though something trapped within had hammered its way free. And always the letters, elegant, precise, signed simply O.G. At first, the staff laughed. Now, no one laughs. The opera house has turned into a living organism, one filled with fear. Doors close on their own. Curtains stir when there is no draft. Lights dim as if something massive passes between them. And deep beneath the stage, the underground lake shivers, though no stone has touched its surface. Something is waking. Something hungry. Christine Dye steps into this world like a fragile candle wandering into a hurricane. Her voice is extraordinary, not just beautiful, but haunting. When she sings, something shifts in the air, dust motes shiver, curtains tremble. The opera house itself seems to listen. It is as though her tone vibrates at a frequency older than the human ear, a resonance that calls to something hidden beneath the marble and plaster. And something answers. At night, as she removes her stage makeup, Christine begins to hear a soft humming through the wall, a single note so pure it feels like light. Then a melody follows. Then a voice that instructs, corrects, commands. A voice she believes to be her father's promised angel of music. But angels do not whisper through stone. Angels do not call through walls. Angels do not breathe her name in the darkness with a devotion that borders on hunger. The phantom's influence becomes her private universe, a sanctuary and a prison. She is lifted to heights of beauty and pushed to depths of terror. He shapes her voice like a sculptor shapes marble, but marble can crack under pressure. Christine's dreams are the first to suffer. Night after night, she sees hallways stretching into infinity. She sees candles floating on black water. She sees a white mask drifting through the dark like a severed face. She wakes gasping as though a hand had been pressed over her mouth. Every morning, she finds a single rose on her dressing table, red as a wound, tied with a black ribbon. Sometimes the petals are wet. With what, she cannot tell. The staff live in terror of him. The ballet girls whisper stories they shouldn't know, stories of a boy born disfigured, caged like an animal, displayed in circuses as a monster, a devil child, a face that drove grown men to madness. They say he killed at 12. They say he built torture chambers for kings. They say he learned to make doors that open only one way, always inward. They say he never dies. Carlotta, the diva, scoffs in public, but in private she trembles when she finds the message on her mirror, written in perfect calligraphy, though no one had entered her room. Her legs nearly give way. If Christine does not sing, you will choke on the note you love the most. During the next performance, in front of a packed hall, Carlotta's voice collapses mid-aria. The sound that emerges is not human. It is a guttural, strangled croak, as though invisible hands clutched her throat. The audience gasps. Carlotta flees. Christine takes the stage trembling, and the phantom's invisible applause seems to vibrate through the chandeliers. Above them, the chandelier shifts, sways, cracks, enough to remind the audience that gravity is merciless, enough to hint at what will come. Raoul, the Vicomte de Chagny, sees Christine's transformation and becomes consumed with worry. He notices the hollow shadows beneath her eyes, the tremor in her hands, the way she flinches whenever a door closes too loudly. She tries to smile. She tries to reassure him. But every time she laughs, the sound dies quickly, as though something in the air is listening. Raoul learns the truth slowly, piece by piece. The underground tunnels, the strange disappearances, the accidents that aren't accidents, the rumors of a masked figure with a skeleton's face and a genius's mind. By the time he realizes the danger surrounding Christine, the phantom's obsession has grown too deep, too twisted, too possessive to challenge without consequence. The phantom does not simply want Christine's voice. He wants Christine, her breath, her fear, her devotion, her soul. And he will carve apart the opera house stone by stone to keep her. Christine's descent into the phantom's realm is where the true horror begins. He abducts her through a mirror that should have been solid. He drags her through corridors lit only by candles that never seem to burn down. He leads her across the underground lake, its surface still as glass, its depths blacker than pitch, its silence so intense it feels alive. When Christine enters his lair, she feels it instantly. This is not the home of a man. This is the nest of a creature that has lived too long in darkness. Skulls rest on shelves beside music sheets. Ropes hang from beams like sleeping serpents. Portraits of Christine cover the walls, some painted lovingly, others violently, each with more obsession than the last. A mannequin wearing a wedding dress stands at the center of the room with a Christine-like mask fixed to its face. And everywhere she feels his presence, in every breath, in every shadow, in every corner of the room. He watches her like a starving man watches a feast. Raoul descends after her, but the tunnels twist logic itself. Corridors loop back. Floors tilt as though the building shifts when no one looks. Rooms echo with footsteps that aren't his. Walls whisper in a language older than Paris. He realizes, too late, that the phantom designed these depths not simply to hide, but to trap and kill. Raoul feels the opera closing around him like a beast swallowing food, but he continues, driven by love, fear, and sheer defiance. The confrontation is not merely physical. It is psychological, spiritual, almost metaphysical. Christine stands at the center of two worlds, Raoul's world of sunlight, humanity, and warmth, versus the phantom's world of music, madness, and eternal darkness. The phantom begs, threatens, weeps, rages, drops his voice to a whisper so intimate it chills Christine more than any scream, raises it to a roar that makes the torches flicker. He is a god in his domain, a demon in his grief, a man in his tears. When Christine touches his face, his real face, he collapses with a sound that is not human, a wounded animal, a child, a monster mourning its own existence. Her compassion destroys him in a one way he never expected. He lets them go, not because he is kind, not because he is healed, but because her touch showed him something worse than hatred, pity. And pity is unbearable. Christine and Raoul escape, gasping as they rise into the world above. The opera house seems brighter than ever, yet the air carries a tension, like lungs that have forgotten how to breathe. Behind them, the phantom vanishes. One moment he is there, the next, only darkness. But he does not die. Shadows do not die. Legends do not die. And in the deepest tunnel, where the candles still burn though no hand lit them, something sits on the edge of the lake, something masked, something quiet, something waiting. And sometimes, when the opera house is silent, performers swear they hear a faint humming rising from beneath the stage. Not music, not words, a promise. I am still here.